State of the Union was it was a good speech. Wasn't great. For what it's worth, President Obama outlined some policies that I agreed with, some that, of course, I found to be somewhat repugnant. And then a bunch that I was like, it ain't going to happen anyways. I mean, you understand that under virtually no circumstance is a State of the Union address in a presidential election year in this climate going to really mean much. But for, I think, the story that we're going to cover with David Dayen coming up later in the show. We're going to do a little bit of format break, so he's not going to come in for another 10 minutes. But let's go over some of the stuff in the State of the Union that struck my... Well, first off, of course, President Obama talked quite a bit about killing Osama bin Laden. Or he himself did not. But the Navy SEALs team, I guess it's Team 6. And apparently last night, just before the State of the Union, the same Navy SEALs team parachuted into Somalia in the middle of the night and released a woman, an American woman and a Danish man who have been held hostage by Somali pirates. That's good. I think the administration is taking any opportunity to do these type of things. I guess good. But in the it's very hard for me to get worked up about one man and one woman who have been kidnapped by pirates in Somalia, based upon the fact that we probably over the past month have killed more civilians than those two with drones in Pakistan. I don't know, maybe over the past week. It's just very hard for me to get my gumption up. I suppose it would be different if it was my own family. But that's why we're theoretically a country of laws and not men or women, as it goes. But be that as it may, there was that chest thumping. The worst part of the speech for me, and if you followed the speech and you are familiar with this program, you would know what it was. I mean, aside from the sort of the platitudes, I think at one point President Obama said, there are those people who say that America is in decline. And I don't remember exactly how he put it. But it was literally something that I would hear when I'm dropping off my 6-year-old. And if George Bush had said this, I think I would have vomited. And it doesn't sound that much better coming out of President Obama's mouth, quite frankly. I think he said something to the effect of, he said, anyone who told you America's in decline doesn't know what they're talking about. All right. Now, of course, he's addressing, Mitt Romney and Mitch Daniels, who came on after him, who said, America's in decline. We're going off a cliff. So these are just sort of political games that, I don't know, to me seem sillier and sillier as they go on. But I guess that's part of what you need to do. But the worst part of the speech for me, not rhetorically speaking, but from a policy standpoint, was the American people know what the right choice is. So do I. As I told the speaker this summer, I'm prepared to make more reforms that rein in the long-term costs of Medicare and Medicaid and strengthen Social Security, so long as those programs remain a guarantee of security for seniors. In other words, that's the grand bargain. I'm willing to cut Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. And then he goes on in exchange for changing the tax code. Now, here's the thing. There is going to be no grand bargain this year. The Republicans would no way ever vote for anything that Obama proposes. And so my annoyance at this is mitigated by that knowledge that I'm sure that President Obama has. At the same time, the policies that I'm about to outline that he suggested that I agree with, I have the same mitigation of excitement because he knows they're not going to be implemented either. But I guess there's some value in this rhetorically for his campaign because it shows that he's willing to screw over poor people and seniors. So President Obama suggested a couple of things. One is he called on Congress to toughen laws against securities fraud and strengthen the ability of the Securities and Exchange Commission to punish Wall Street firms that repeatedly violate the anti-fraud statutes. I'm not convinced that the Securities and Exchange Commission doesn't have this ability right now. Because when they go into court and they want to let these fraudsters off the hook with just a penalty, it gets thrown out. That's what happened with this Judge Rakoff, I think it is, in New York a month ago. So put that down for a nice bit of rhetorical flourish, but not one that's terribly relevant.